Very nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're working out colors quickly before they
Yep.
start.
Just gonna tell them they can both go when they feel ready.
Okay.
This should be a really great matchup between the two of them. So
Oh yeah, dude, I am hype. Okay, so
Yeah.
we get to see what both I and Disgust agree on is that this is probably the most closest quarterfinal matchup that we're gonna see. It's two flashy players. They both play relatively quickly, and like I said before, this should be a great treat for a spectator.
Yeah.
They're still discussing colors, and
Orichalcos has given it his seal of approval.
yeah, after
And-
playing a counter
Well
matchup
played.
yesterday.
And I guess there's one interesting thing here, which is that Orichalcos, who's arbitrating the colors here, is the person that the winner of this match will be playing in the next round.
Mm. Okie dokie.
Okay, looks like they're ready to get started. Good luck, have fun, guys.
Yep, good luck, good luck,
Nice.
good luck. And let's
They're
get it started.
Just about to be off.
Yep. And
Looks like-
here we go.
Herse is opting for the reverse, and Cruste is opting for the non-rev. So Herse is, I think, expecting to be sending some very large kill strikes. Cruste
Yeah,
is
in
turned
this
Go ahead.
in this matchup, personally, when I tend to favor a non-rev, because you can keep much more of a clean board state as opposed to the rev, where you have to be a little bit greedy because you're looking to aim for bigger strikes, especially dual swords, as opposed to single strikes, which a non-rev, I would argue, is a lot more effective with.
Yeah, absolutely. Having come back to sword fighting a little bit recently, it's been interesting for me to see the meta shift back to using non-revs. When the meta for so long in my memory has been using revs, and it really changed up the playstyle. And the non-rev is
Ooh,
quite a bit more difficult to play against. But
Herse
Herse
getting the
taking
dagger
first
in there.
game. Yeah,
Yep,
Cruste
he put
sending
in a
him-
lot of pressure, and he was able to
Yep.
close out the game there.
Yeah, Cruste sent a very small but fast opener. Possibly a little bit afraid of Herse's opening prowess, but Herse took it well and kept up the pressure and took the first game.
Yep, we see a Cruste building kind of blocky while Herse is going more for a combo-centered opener, and
Yep.
he ends with a donkey, and you can see the difference there is not too huge, so...
No, the swords they sent were very similar, but Herse had a more efficient build, I think, and sent more sprinkles than Cruste did. But
yeah,
it's
Herse has a cleaner
different
board
build
at the
style.
moment,
and Cruste's
and
just
yeah,
Cruste's just dying.
Cruste's dying. Cruste
Just
did
droughted.
not send as many sprinkles as Herse.
Yeah.
And that is eventually what killed him, because sprinkles with a...
Sprinkles with a
reverse-
sizable strike just fill your board up, and I mean, if you drought, it gives you a lot of trouble.
Yep. And do remember that sprinkles on top of the strike follow the strike pattern, so it is very effective when comboed in. Here we have, both of them are kind of opting for smaller sized openers here.
Yeah, very similar openers though. Very similar builds in every way. I think Herse still got a little bit more sprinkles off. Sure. His board's in a pretty good state, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
he's
and a
taking
nice combo,
advantage.
a nice
little
combo by
triple
Herse.
there.
And it just kills
Yeah.
Cruste. It lands really well. One sword and 2-3 completely blocking him off, and then he just doesn't get any pieces that he needs.
Yeah, right now both players, they played that particular game a little bit safe. They mainly only comboed of what was given to them.
Yep.
So far, no one's showing a huge amount of greed other than a little bit in the open. Well, now definitely not in
Yeah,
the
Cruste
open.
sending, I think
Yeah.
that was a 3-sword, but only 2 hit, which is pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, either way, it's a nice bingo. You could see in 2-3 how Herse's board is pretty messed up, and he's going to take a little bit to recover from that, while Cruste, he has a green stored away there. I think he can chain it if he
If
just
he gets the
wings.
yellow, he's just-
Yeah.
There he goes, he gets
Ooh.
the yellow.
Yeah,
but
now
it's
it
not
might be
connected.
blocked. Yeah, it's not connected. Herse, meanwhile, he's in a good spot. Oh, those are great breakers for him to store on the side. He's just
Yep.
going to wait for Cruste to break, and there it is. Now look,
Yeah.
he's just looking to connect the blue, and
Reset.
yeah, this is
there you
much
go.
more defensive from Herse. He's playing much more of the tempo game here,
Cruste
while
gets the
Cruste,
yellow, just cleaning up his entire center.
a nice clean yellow, and
Blocks off his center a little bit.
yeah, that's Congoed.
That's
Herse
a nice
building
piece.
it. He's gonna break it right away. He doesn't want to chance it. Both players, I think Herse just realized they're not really opting for huge plays. And oh, was that? a
Ooh,
mistake by Cruste?
I
I'm
only
not
just
sure.
looked over, so I'm not quite sure, but he hits the red breaker anyway.
Yeah, it was either.
It looked like there was something you could
For
do, but
greed.
I didn't. I couldn't see for
Could've-
sure. Wow,
Yeah.
and Krusty making another looks like. I'm not
Yeah,
exactly
that's
sure. It's hard to say, but
It was either unwarranted greed or straight up a mistake. I
yeah.
would argue on Krusty's side. Herse,
Yeah.
on the other hand, just playing very cleanly, playing efficiently, waiting for some of the strikes after realizing where his board state is in. So yeah, just very good, clean, solid gameplay from Herse currently.
Yeah, he's starting off the series really strong. Wow, that was a really, really, really nice clapback by Herse.
Yes,
He
That was
placed
a
the
lovely
pieces
opener.
perfectly to make the bingo go through.
Well, yep, Krusty being a little bit more brave here. I like the effort here though. I think he's realized that he's getting a little bit out opened, and he's looking much more for mid game prowess.
And Krusty with a
And-
very good mid-game strike.
Yep. And you know what? When I'm gonna say when it comes to a tournament setting, you're playing a couple of sets here, right? So it's okay to be a little bit more risky, a little bit more bold in the beginning,
Yep.
as opposed to much later. So if there's a time to be a little bit more experimental, where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna wait another turn, and those kinds of things, like that triple happening right there,
Yep.
it could pay off. And it looks like it does. You see,
Yep,
like
there he
just
goes.
being a little bit greedy and saving up your breakers, getting a nice size triple in the mid game. Herse
Yeah,
was
good
not
job
able to
by-
come back.
Good job by Krusty. It's going to be really hard for him to take this set, but if he manages to take some games off, it can really make you feel a little bit better.
Yeah, being
I feel
down,
like we got- Yeah,
being down
going.
4-0 is not a fun
it's-
time.
It's not where you want to start. So if you can take a couple games back, even if you don't win the
Herse-
set, it can feel a lot better.
Herse really, really thought that over after realizing that he made a little bit of a boo-boo.
Yeah, it looks like flubbing a little bit here, but his board is still very clean. He just has to. Ooh, that's a huge sprinkle hit.
Yeah, I don't know if
Isn't-
you necessarily want that with the non-reverse.
Yeah.
action,
And
but-
Herse's pieces don't cascade quite
Oh,
the way he was wanting, I think.
he just covered himself. Oh, that
Oh.
is so unfortunate. And
but it
he got
works!
the sprinkle. Yeah, he got the sprinkle, and that
Wow.
actually is fortunate for Krusty
Yeah,
there.
that was very fortunate for Krusty.
Okay, nice.
These pieces
Looking
are,
to-
I think, mostly being placed well. But he is digging. He's digging pretty hard here.
Yeah, Herse has a more of an open board, while Krusty has a lot of yellow to work with. He put a green in the middle. He's just kind of waiting for the play to come from Herse, I think, at this point. He's realizing that Herse has more of an empty board, and you know what? He gets the yellow, he lets it off.
He gets the yellow.
Yep.
He gets another
And-
yellow.
He does. Herse is building out of it. He got like a little cheeky triple, but that's not going to do too much because Krusty's board still looks very, very clean. I would much rather prefer getting Krusty's board. Herse does build a 3x3.
Krusty with a nice combo.
Yeah, it's going to be covered. That 3x3 is going to be covered, and he does
Not
get
quite.
to reach it.
Yeah, he does get through. His board, Herse's board is a bit of a mess right now, though.
Yeah, especially in 2-3, he needs some digging to
Yeah.
do there.
Yep.
While Krusty's board,
Wow.
he has very clear, and he can. There's a very nice just double. Just it hits 1, 2, 5, 6. Not
Herse
too effective.
Needs the blue.
Oh, the blues don't connect there, but he's still able to
He's
double.
still digging.
it,
He gets the
and-
blue. He gets
He
the
gets the
blue.
Oh, he doesn't get greedy for the 3x6. Come on, man.
He just ends it.
and-
Krusty's
Oh
getting
no,
this
he
too.
broke the. He did not want to put the yellow breaker on top of that because it would have chained into a block, but that's okay because
Ooh, and a
think he's-
nice
oh, no,
combo
that's
by
a-
Herse here. That's gonna just kill Crust.
Yup, that's a nice count by Herse. So Herse ends that first set 5-1.
I've won. Pretty dominant win by Herse.
Yup. Krusty, towards the last two games, I think he was trying to be a little bit more, not experimental, say, but a little bit more greedy. He's trying to be a little bit bigger with his size of his attacks, and I do like that going in, especially during
Very
the
nice
mid-game.
opener by Krusty
This is-
too. Very
Yup,
big
that's a
one.
nice
Herse
opener.
only sends one sword and it lands in 5-6, which is not what you want it to land.
Yeah. It's interesting to see them play the way they are, especially after we talked about reverse versus non-reverse Falchion matchup, because they're actually playing the opposite of what we talked about. And
Yeah,
ooh,
they kind
Herse
of are
does-
actually.
Herse does get hit there as Crusty's hits on 2-3 are proven to be deadly.
Yeah. It was a good game by Cruste. It's good to start off the new set like that.
Oh yeah, it's great for your mental, for sure.
Yep. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And he just sends a very fast 2x6, and Herse kind of overbuilt a little bit here, I think.
Yeah, you know, like, I've argued this before. I do not like that we can't see our opponent's board during the middle of the game, because I think that would make the games more competitive, personally. But I think Cruste noticed during the opener that Herse did have a build-up in 2-3, so he said, screw it, I'm going to single sort him. And he did mess him up a little bit, but it wasn't
Cruste,
enough. It looks like, yeah.
Cruste's in trouble. I think he's playing the defense well, though. He's doing what he can to get everything done. He just sprinkled He just didn't get the... He needed the yellow, he didn't get the yellow. He played as well as he could have to maximize his chances, I think.
Yeah, Cruste tried to send in an early attack to hit Herse, but it was not too effective as Herse clapped back and was able to take that game. Holy moly.
And I get the impression that Cruste probably thinks that Herse is a bit better than him at opening and is trying to send smaller openers to disrupt Herse, and he's doing a good job of it. I mean, he's just sending little 2x4s, little 2x6s, stuff that really takes advantage of.
Yeah, if I was Cruste, I would focus a little bit more on my board state after sending the opener as well, because that is what has been kind of like hurting him here so far. Because Herse is able to break out of these openers that Cruste is sending and still able to hit some really effective spots like right there.
Yeah. Even when Herse kind of overbuilds his opener a little bit, he builds it often very cleanly. So unless
because he is protecting his breakers, so I'm pretty sure he'll do it again. This is something that if you put in the hours into the game and you actually study your own VODs, you would see how often your own breakers get capsized, just off of the opponent sending you pretty much anything.
Yep.
So, for example, see, he already has yellows that will fall into a nice little... Yeah, he's going to break that green there when he can. Meanwhile, looking at Crusty's board, he's got some open space here to work with.
Both a little bit messy. Cruste at least has pretty good color coordination.
Yeah, I don't like... Oh! Okay.
And it works? Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, he really... That was a perfect double breaker. Yeah.
Cruste getting some good breakers here, too.
Well. Yeah, well, they get the same breakers here, Drajl, actually. If you,
I know. Amazing.
If you've been paying attention. Which means that they're actually relatively near similar speed. Herse is obviously ahead, but not by much. I would not say by a significant amount. Which does put a little bit of the tempo probably towards Crusty's side here, because he's able to tank a bit of the hits while sending a similar amount. And would that be the difference maker? It looks like it. Well, nope. Okay, Herse breaks out.
Not yet.
Yeah, Cruste, he's just waiting for anything here. He's trying to sprinkle him down. He's sending in singles. That's a nice little double that might...
Wow,
I
wonder why Herse wasn't breaking the green on the side of his board. He had multiple opportunities to break all the green on the side of his board. He chose not to twice in a row. I would have done it in a heartbeat.
Well, Herse better realize that now it's 2-2. This is the second set. It's pretty much a fresh slate for Cruste, and it looks like he's taking advantage of that.
Yep. Both have kind of interesting builds. Cruste just building super vertical.
Yeah, vertical builds here. Personally, I'm not too huge a fan of vertical builds on 3, but it looks like Cruste gets it off, but Herse is able to clean his board right after that. And they're kind of at a similar board state, with Cruste being a little bit more, but I wouldn't worry about.
Cruste's board is very, very, very clean.
Oh, yeah.
At this break in the middle.
Yeah, so Cruste now playing a little bit more for board clarity as opposed to just comboing. I would say I probably like that more, while Herse sends a nice little triple there. Oh,
yeah, and it crushes Cruste's breaker there, his yellow breaker that he just placed. It was kind of just one of these things where you think about where the piece should go, and you don't recalculate when you see an enemy strike.
Yeah, especially a strike that big. Like, he probably didn't think that it would be that huge to break, and Herse thinking about it a little bit, but...
Oh, Cruste! It's so unfortunate with how he's hit there. It's so hard when you get hit like that to figure out what you should be doing, and the piece he gets is just the completely wrong one.
Yeah, that's a little bit of Herse's speed coming out and actually favoring him there. He was able to put in some pressure and taking advantage of Cruste there in the mid game. Okay,
Cruste with a
then we
nice,
have
efficient opener here.
a
Wow, is
nice
that just
opener.
gonna... Okay, not
No,
quite.
it's not gonna kill. Like I said, Herse it does protect his breakers. He's always been good
Well,
at that with his openers.
I think he could have tripled that. He just put the breaker down on 4.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Cruste actually has a really nice board here. I don't know if he. Okay. He decides not to be that greedy. He'll
Yeah.
just open it.
a
I
nice
think you
bubble.
saw. I saw. Yeah, he could have went really hard there. Let's see. Herse in a
And 5-6
very,
on that.
very comfortable spot.
Yeah, Cruste's in... Oh, he's just dead.
Yeah.
That is-
Herse is being a little bit more efficient with his breakers. You know, he's really saving. Oh, I did not see. Okay, it looked like there was a message. And taking
Yeah.
the lead here 4-2 over Cruste. If Cruste loses, do you imagine him switching swords?
I
don't know
really
him
doubt
as a
it.
player. Okay.
The only other sword that he's known for is the sorry, not the scimitar, the saber, which is banned.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna see any saber play here.
Yeah, no sabers. So I don't see him switching swords. I think he's just gonna stick with the polish.
Okay.
That'd be my
he is
expectation.
allowed to. He is allowed to switch to a reversed falchion, though. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
So he could do
So-
that. I don't know that he will. I think he uses the rev a lot. Wow, really nice strike by Cruste there. Very nice combo.
Yep. A little bit distracted there thinking about the next game, but Crusty's saying, hey, we're still playing this set.
Yep.
Takes 3-4. Yeah, no, it's... You know, what the fudge?
Takes the game 4-3. Much closer set for Cruste this time.
Yep. He's definitely putting much more of a fight here. That was a good mid-game attack. And Cruste... it's a little bit slower than Herse already. He's really just... He's
digging.
focusing so hard on a specific piece. Yeah, I do not like doing that. Herse beats him to the punch. Cruste is able to break out a little bit.
A little
He's-
bit.
He's not in too
still-
bad of a spot here. If he just breaks the... Okay, well, he doesn't. And he covers the yellow. Okay.
Yeah, the yellow being covered, that hurts really bad, and he's
Yeah,
digging for the
Herse
green
sends a
breaker.
triple, a double sprinkle on top of that. And
Oh, and he gets
he
it.
gets
He's
to
still
break
alive,
out.
actually.
He gets to break
It's the
out.
yellow
It's not
too.
gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt Herse too much. He's gonna break out very quickly, and he's looking more to reset his board. Cruste, on the other hand, he's more reliant on two colors primarily right now. That would be yellow and green. And let's see if he,
And he's
he
not
gets
gonna get them.
neither. He gets neither. Yep.
First up,
Herse-
2-0 in sets. This is a really strong start for him.
Yeah, Herse, I would argue, is just playing the mid game a lot more efficiently. He's been putting the pressure on, and
Yeah, I
he's
definitely
saving his
agree.
break. Yeah,
Especially because Cruste is often getting the better of him in these short quick little openers that are kind of messing with Herse's builds a bit.
well, as you say that, he gets matched Vegas to Donkey.
As I say that, yeah. Commentator curse, maybe.
Yep, and then
Cruste.
follow that up with a nice little double. Crusty's going to be able to break out of it. Herse
little
in
bit,
a
yeah.
much better spot. Opts to save the red for there. I do like that, actually.
Yeah, I
Because
like
he's
this.
he's opting to get a bigger strike. He doesn't think Krusty will break out too quickly. He's right in that Krusty needing a blue or yellow, and he gets,
gets
both.
Both! Yeah,
you just got that
wow.
once. Okay.
You love to
And-
see it. You think I need 2 breakers and you get both of them.
Yep, and now Herse was actually
Oh, yeah.
behind so far. He gets them, and he's able to strike back harder, taking 1-0 in the third set.
And Cruste just loses his breaker there. He just places it, gets hit by a strike, and kills him.
Yeah. You know, mentally, Krusty must have been like, oh, yes, I get this breakout, I'm back in this, and then... he probably
Yeah.
wasn't expecting Herse to be behind him in pieces, and he probably thought that he had him right there. I
Yeah.
would have, depicting on how this game has gone so far.
Yeah, Herse is very tough to outspeed.
Yeah, so the fact that he did there was pretty interesting. That was definitely not what you want to see from... I think both of them have kind of a rough start here to this
Kind
game.
of scuffed builds, yeah.
They really didn't expect these pieces to come down.
I was really
the way they
focusing
did.
on Crusty's board, and I thought that was kind of scuffed. I looked over to see what Herse was doing, and oh, scuffed too.
Same exact thing. I just went through the same
It
exact
happens
thing.
sometimes.
But
Herse still gets off a nice double.
Yep. A little bingo from Cruste that definitely hits him hard in 2-3, but gives a very open 5-6. Let's see if Herse breaks out of it. He does. Cruste a little bit buried here, but I think he'll break out because he's in a better board state, even though he's higher up.
Okay, he gets the
So,
green that he needs.
yeah, okay, there we go.
And that's really going to
what I was
green his
talking
board a
about.
lot.
Yep, and you
He
see,
takes
and
the game.
you know, what matters sometimes more is the state of your board, where the colors are, where the openings are, how many breakers you have on the screen, sometimes more so than how high up you are, and we just saw that
Yeah, absolutely.
right there. So let's see, going for another huge vertical while Herse is building a 3x3, only doubles it.
Here's the thing, just 3x6 opener, just asserting his dominance in this game.
I love it. It reminds me of when I played against Johnny Depp and I was just going for 3x3 every opener. It's certainly a fun way to play, and it does work.
Yeah, there's just not really any breakers. They just drought really hard.
Yeah, the 3x color scheme from a falchion is probably the strongest in the game. So it makes, even as a single strike, it's quite powerful. Do not underestimate it.
And I think that the 3x6 is the natural evolution past the 2x6 meta.
Yeah, Cruste not
Evolved.
opting for a much bigger combo that he could have done. Maybe he's getting nervous here, while Herse is being very calm and just sends up a donkey, saving another. Oh, that's a beautiful piece for Herse.
Yeah, and Krusty's just.
See, that's what I'm talking about like saving your pieces. This is why I discussed also compared Herse to Yonk. They do the same thing. They save their pieces from the opener. They don't just immediately use it. So you can see that green from earlier that he chose not to use during the opener break for the kill in that game.
Yeah, that is something that's really important, is to try to keep every piece that you can from the opener, not waste your breakers unnecessarily, because you can often use them after the opener's over.
Yep. Herse realized he messed up a little bit, opted to do a quick break just so that he wouldn't get too buried. Cruste, on the other hand, sends a horizontal as an opener, which you don't normally like to see. Horizontals are very, very iffy about their effectiveness. Sometimes they're great, but most of the time they're not.
Sometimes they're amazing, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it's, in my opinion, not worth it to invest in. But
Probably not worth gambling on, yeah.
It does help win the game for Cruste here, as he had a couple of nice strikes in the mid game right there.
Yep.
Yeah, Herse kind of seemed to throw that game away though. Looking at his board, he was just like, "Yeah, I messed this up, and let's see if I can dig out." And he couldn't. Cruste, good on him to punish him.
Sometimes you have some games where you get hit by an opener and you just know, yeah, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's over. I'm gonna see if I could do something ridiculous here, and then it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Cruste catching up. It's 2-3 now. He has a nice little triple, while Herse does not really send anything, and it's kind of the same feel from the last game from Herse's side. Looking on Krusty's board, he has a lot of options to him. It looks like he chooses none of them.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing with Krusty in there, but Herse is just living or dying by the blue breaker here.
Honestly, I think Cruste himself wasn't expecting Herse not to send absolutely anything that game. So
Herse flubbed the last couple openers a little bit.
Yeah.
Herse has a very unique and interesting opening style that often gives him very nice, interesting builds that are very efficient and very effective. And sometimes he gets hit with a 2x4. And there's just not much to do after that.
Herse deciding not to save it, and now that's an effective horizontal right there. That's great. Well, okay, so I should say, for an opener though, a horizontal could actually turn into a vertical. I don't know if everyone knows that, if you combo it high enough. Because then it would be first, and that's a great sprinkle from Cruste, punishing Herse's greed a little bit there. And let's see if that takes the game. Yeah. No, Herse is able to break out, but Cruste has such a great board. It's going to be hard for him to mess up here, I think.
Wow.
But Herse gets a
really nice piece that just cleans his entire board out. He saves that that red breaker nicely. His board's actually really in a not bad spot here.
Yeah, now it's in an amazing spot. He wants to break that green.
Yep,
Cruste, on the other hand, does get a nice triple. I think that he'll be for the better of it. Let's see. It looks like Herse is going to break out. Oh, that's a nice little blue-yellow. He needed that.
Checks his corner nicely.
Yeah, but Crusty's board fairly open. He might... okay, he chooses to double it. Okay, let's see. Well, Herse is still just trying to survive. Breaking
still
up.
digging.
Ooh, that was a very close call for Herse. Yeah, Herse is mainly digging here while Crusty's trying to lay on the pressure. He's chooses not to sprinkle. Yeah.
He's really getting the pieces he needs.
Yeah, Cruste is basically going, you know what, I'm just going to double everything as soon as I can. He sees Herse is high up on the board. These doubles, will they be enough to kill Herse? So far, not really. Yeah, so far not really.
Yeah.
They're not hitting where Cruste wants them to land. A lot of them have been mainly sprinkles, not all, but... Yeah, Herse is just beating him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, no,
Herse
that's
just
a
keeps getting the pieces. He's just getting all of them.
Getting... Alright, and there we go.
He finally dies, which I think was
Cruste finally sent more than one sword.
And this is the first time the Crusties have the lead in the entire match.
Oh, yeah.
4-3 in this set.
Yup. Cruste realizing... I'll be honest, the way that I'm looking at it, I think this is much more of Herse messing up, but to Krusty's credit, he is capitalizing on it. He realized when he needs to add in the pressure, and here he gets out opened by Herse. So Herse finally sending a decent opener in the past 4 games.
Yep.
But Cruste still sending one back. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cruste has definitely decided to go for a lot of disruptive openers, which I think is a good idea, especially because they just have kept working. Cruste
they were...
really needs that green right now.
Yep.
And he gets it right as he needs it.
Gets it, chooses not to save the red. That's fine, I think. Oh, I don't know if he meant that. Now Herse is trying to lay on the pressure. It looks like Cruste will break out a little bit. Let's see if Herse starts to build. Herse does start to build a little bit. And no, he's mainly sending sprinkles, keeping a clean board.
Yep.
Okay, and because of that, Herse didn't apply too much pressure. Cruste was able to break out. He had some decent openers there, openings, excuse me. And now he's in a very, very good board state.
Yeah, his board's
hitting back on
perfectly
Herse.
fine now.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's not to say Herse's board isn't in a bad condition just because he's in a high up spot, like I said before. I mean, look at that. In prime condition to send that double.
Herse hits him with a nice strike.
Yeah, if Herse hits him in 2-3, it would be deadly right here. He sends a horizontal and... Ooh, okay.
Okay, Cruste getting the green neutral that he needs, yeah.
Yes, neutral, yes, that's what
Wow, and he gets the double red. he's like perfect right there. Gets the yellow breaker right as he needs it.
Yeah.
It's the blue breaker right as he needs it.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably be a little bit greedy and combo that, but I understand what Krusty's feeling. You know what? He's up 4-3. He can finally take a set from Herse. He's down 2-0. I can understand he's being a little bit frustrated maybe, and he's just trying to live much more than just kill, I think, at this point. And
Herse, I still 2x6 double.
Yeah, Herse, I'm gonna say is waiting a little bit, taking advantage of that. Yeah, Herse is building a little as opposed to Cruste, who's just aiming for a clean board. And that does punish
Cruste.
Yep. That is 4-4. This is a match point for Herse. If Herse wins this, he goes 3-0 against Cruste.
That would be very impressive by Herse.
Yeah, that would be the first 3-0 of the quarterfinals. The other two were 3-1 and 3-2. Let's look at these openers. Okay.
Herse getting his off still.
Yep, Herse still getting off.
Yeah, even though Cruste sends a little disruptive opener, Herse still gets his off.
Yeah, and Herse, I think, has a decent board because, like I said, he saved his breakers. It looked a little messy, but if you just look at the pattern...
Oh, and Cruste, did he make a mistake there?
Cruste, he needs to flip it. Flips it right. Okay. Cruste's surviving, but I think Herse is going to kill him right here. Yep. Yeah, Herse was just waiting for that breaker, and that is enough.
That's it.
GG's. GG's, Cruste. Not the
Yeah.
comeback king here.
Very well played by Herse, taking it
Well
3-0.
played.
That was, I mean, I thought that Herse would have the advantage here, but I don't know that I was expecting a 3-0 by him.
Oh my god, I freaking logged off. Ay, ay, ay. Okay,
That was
let
very
me,
well done by him.
Yeah, that was well done by Herse. He, I think, had more effective openers. He had a better
More
board
effective
state,
game.
and he was just more efficient as far as
Yeah.
breaker usage and
Yes.
where he placed them.
Yeah, I
Cruste,
agree.
on the other hand, I did like sometimes where he put in a lot of pressure, like he kept sending consistent doubles when he realized Herse was in a higher board state and didn't even send an opener. I like that from him. He was definitely putting up a fight in this third set, but he could not close it out. He just missed that little bit of oomph to close out that set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but great showing from Herse. Let me tell them that they can both undeafen.
Yeah, very impressive stuff by Herse. I think his openers are great as always. I think sometimes he greeted a little bit on the opener and let Cruste put him in bad spots with very fast disruptive strikes, but his board was always in a really good state. He played powerful.
Hello, guys. Congratulations, Herse.
Hello.
Good showing,
Howdy.
Cruste. Oh,
Yeah, well
you
played
were,
to both of you.
Yeah, you were bringing it back in the third set. Is there anything you would like to say first, Cruste?
Nah,
Okay.
it is what it is.
Fair enough.
I love you,
Fair
Cruste.
I love you
How do
too,
you
buddy.
feel? How do you feel after winning that, Herse?
Mutual live.
I don't know. I couldn't open today. Like, it was just really weird. Like, I don't know.
It's because the bank's closed.
The banks. Yeah, the banks are closed.
Yeah, I did notice in the third set you were flubbing it a little bit with your openers. Cruste, you were doing a great job taking advantage of that, by the way. What do you think led to that?
To what?
Herse. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Were you feeling a little bit nervous going in, or what was your, I would say, mental state, if you may?
I don't know. Sometimes you just don't have it, and I kind of recognized pretty early on, after like game 2, that I didn't really have it. I just wasn't opening very well. I think I had a few opportunities to send some 3 swords on opener, and it didn't cascade the way I wanted it to. So I just stuck to defense, I guess.
Yeah, what would you suggest towards the viewers to do in such a situation?
If anything, I think that series highlights mainly how if you are behind in pieces, you can still utilize it to your advantage.
Mhm.
I was able to anticipate a lot of breakers that were coming based off of how he was breaking, because I think he was, I'm not sure if it was true, but I think he was like 2 to 4 pieces ahead of me pretty much the entire set. But I didn't let it get like too far ahead, if that makes sense. So I didn't get
Yeah, for
overwhelmed by
sure.
speed, but I kind of figured where he was the entire time and kind of, I guess, played accordingly.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like I was saying, guys were obviously deafened. I love the efficiency that you've shown. You were saving your breakers for later use as well. You weren't just throwing them out willy-nilly. Realizing that you were behind, because you actually were behind, as you said, a couple of pieces behind Cruste in the third set. Cruste, going into this matchup, how are you feeling?
Not bad.
Okay, do you have any predictions for the future matchups looking in towards the
I think I'm gonna jump on the Herse Revenge Tour narrative.
Herse Revenge Tour? You think Herse is going to win it all?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Herse?
Thanks, but
Heck yeah.
it's the total of 2 people on the Herse Revenge Tour bus.
Who's the first one?
JD. Johnny
Okay.
Depp was the first one. He was the one after the sortie, I think. The
Okay.
entire time
Okay.
he's been on this Herse Revenge Tour bus, so I have to thank him for that.
What do you think
who
of the matchup with Orichalcos?
If I play like that, I'm going to get 3-0. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I played good defense, but outside of that, I couldn't open to save my life. I think he would just hit me way too hard, and he'd be a little bit ahead in pieces as well. it'd be probably like a 4 to 6 piece advantage if I played that slow again. So I'll have to play faster next time for sure.
Yes, well, good luck to you there. What do you, both of you, what do you guys think of the upcoming matchups? So, for example, Johnny Depp and Witch Inside.
JD for that one.
3-2 JD, yeah. 3-2.
Okay. Any particular
think-
reasons why?
I think she'll play very well to start off the set. I wouldn't even be surprised to see her go up 2-0 in all honesty, but she kind of tends to slow down a little bit as the set goes along. But she has moments where just wins 6-7 in a row and there's really not much you can do. And you got the fabled witch piece as well that you have to worry about.
At any moment, you might get hit by the perfect double breaker.
I didn't realize how bad it was until like I started watching her, because like you guys kept on memeing it, and I was like, oh, it's not that bad. And then I watched who she was playing against, thinking it was someone else, and I was like, oh man, this is actually kind of gross.
I think he has a play style that maybe sets him up to take a particular advantage of double breakers. He just reads in ways that other people
Psychic
don't.
Powers.
I think when he hits them, I think everyone hits the same pieces on average more or less, but I think that he just sets himself up in such a way that he gets these double breakers and they just look so much more impressive than they do for people who didn't foresee them.
Yeah, if I can make a comment based on what I've seen Witch play, he plays very blocky, and as far as like board state goes, and that does lend itself to just huge strikes if you just get a double breaker, as opposed to having things connect around the board, as opposed to just two huge blocks. So maybe his playstyle does lend towards that. Either way,
in the chat says, anybody gonna tell him Witch is a dude?
No, it's a guy.
Wait, what did you say?
I know it's a guy. Everyone knows it's a guy. I think everyone does.
Yeah, you just kept saying she.
Yeah, I don't know. I refer to it as a girl. I don't know why.
Is there a public bracket? Not entirely sure. It was on the board before, but I can tell you that, yeah, there we go. Coming up soon. Do you know the times for it? It's going to be Johnny Depp and Witch Inside. It should be today.
I think they're playing today at some point. I don't know what time they have in mind.
Yeah, I think a little bit
Are the
towards
semifinals tomorrow or next weekend? Out of curiosity.
I think it's tomorrow.
I have no idea,
I think
because
it's tomorrow or today.
I was under the impression that all matches are going to be played this weekend. So
That was my understanding as well, yeah.
yeah, I thought today would be all semifinals and tomorrow would be third place and the finals, because the finals set is much longer than the quarterfinals and semifinal sets. So
Yeah, is it still best 3 of 5 sets? Each set to 7 for the final? Is that the plan?
for the final, it's to 5. Yeah, it's
Just
first to
5.
5.
It's first to 5 sets, or each of the sets is first to 5 games.
I believe it is. Well, let's look at the tournament layout.
I thought it was each set first to 7 games, and then first to 3 sets, but maybe it's also first to 5 sets or something.
It was written somewhere here and I cannot find it. But you know what? We'll see. Either way, they'll be pretty goddamn long. Do we have any more? Okay. It's better to play a bit slow, but doing efficient not... Yeah, I would agree so as well. Do we have any questions from the stream for our current players? GG's. Yeah, GG's, guys. That was fun to watch and fun to commentate, so thank you for that.
Good game, Cruste.
Heck yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think we're kind of just good to go. I'm gonna give Prolific the scene.
Hey, got the bra money.
They both predicted Johnny Depp to win against Witch Inside. How would Pinkhas have done this tourney? I would have done
Pinkhas
very
would have won.
poorly.
He sort of won the tourney.
Yeah, that's why.
We were all thankful he didn't compete.
Oh, okay. They're asking for your guys' predictions on either Johnny Depp or Witch who perform better against Agbank, since that is their next current competition. That is a good question, actually. Like, who would perform better? It's not about who.
Oh,
Which I think Witch would perform. Yes.
I'm not
Okay.
entirely sure on how Agbank plays. I've only seen those 2 matches, so I cannot.
He
really
likes to go for
commentate.
reverse builds, and he plays pretty defensively. I think he'd be able to build off of JD a lot better than he'd be able to build off of Witch. I think Witch, I don't know. I think openers are pretty important against him. You want to mess up his board as best as possible, especially because he stores a whole bunch of breakers.
I see. Cruste,
Yeah,
Rachel?
what he said. I know no technicalities of sword fighting. I just play it.
Excellent. It shows. Drajl? Sorry.
That was mean.
Thank you.
I'm a mean guy.
I think it's hard to say. I think that Johnny Depp, out of the 3 of them, is probably the strongest player. So I think that he probably just has the advantage straight up. I don't know. Besides thinking Johnny Depp is a stronger player, I'm not sure how their styles match up exactly.
Okay. And could you predict
But I expect
finals?
I think-
Finals.
guess-
I don't.
My guess would be Johnny Depp probably upper bracket, and the lower bracket.
Ori Calcos. You can say it, but don't worry.
No, it's not. I really don't know who. I think it's very close for you.
I personally think whoever wins between Herse and Oracalcos will win the tournament. So, I will say that. But again, I'm not too entirely sure about how Agbank plays.
Oracalco
we'll
is telling me to tread carefully. No, I genuinely think it's very close between Herse and Oracalcos. I think that either one of them can take it, and I think that that's I think both the semifinals, and I think I think both those semifinals, and I think the finals. I think that these are all going to be very, very close sets.
Yes.
I don't think
we would.
there
Go
are
ahead.
people who I think are probably a little bit better than other people, but I don't think there's no one who does not deserve to be here, and there's no one who can't put up a really tough set against anyone else. I don't think.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like as we've seen, like Mr. Stu 54 just mentioned, Johnny Depp in a long set format, does not tend to lose. He does very well. He's very sturdy going throughout all of the sets, and that is definitely part of the gameplay here in a tournament setting.
Yeah, Johnny Depp is amazingly good at playing high pressure games, which is hilarious because if you ever talk to him and if you ever hear him, if you ever listen to him speak about it, it sounds as though he's like, literally shaking, like about to have a heart attack anytime he plays a remotely high stakes match, and yet he pulls through pretty much every time.
Okay, so we're gonna probably have to end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you both Herse and Cruste for that gameplay
game,
for us
guys.
to watch. Yeah, it was definitely fun to watch. Thank you, Drajl, for commentating with me.
Yeah, thanks for joining me.
Thank you to Prolific for putting up the stream. And yeah, I believe that's it, guys. Take care. Pleasant day. And good luck, everyone.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.